Once upon a time, there lived a man called Dakshinamurti, who was very poor man. He had a tiny land which had a farm in it. He grew multiple fruits and vegetables. But most of the time, he did not have money in the house. So he went around the village and begged for the food. Every time he would get food, he would come back and give it to his wife. And when he had more food than he needed, he would never accept it. His wife one day asked him like this:
Whenever you go out to beg for food, you always bring the exact amount of rice that is needed for the day. But when people offer you more rice and food, you never accept it. Can I know the reason why?
If I can acquire food for one day, I can acquire it the next day as well. I will not be thinking about the food that I need for tomorrow, as the food that I need for today is much more important, and there might be a lot more people in this village and all over the world who might need food for today. If I take food for tomorrow, maybe I will not be able to give it to them for today.
You might be very merciful and generous to everybody, but would they share the same feelings to you? People all over this village always have food for an entire year, but you, on the other hand, you care about people, yet no one might care about you tomorrow.
The people that you are referring to are the people that work every single day in their farms, and they save up work they have earned. They deserve to keep anything that they have because they have worked hard for it. Whereas what we are doing is called begging. We do not need that luxury. We just need food for the day, and that's it.
After listening what his husband said, she did not know what to respond. She went back to the kitchen and cooked the rice what he bought, and she started surviving with her husband. With the money they had, they were happy with that. After a few years, Dakshinamurti became old and weak, and he wasn't able to beg for food. And that moment his wife realized. She went to him and said like this:
This is the reason why I told you from the beginning to always bring food for tomorrow. You never thought about tomorrow. And now see, we are struggling and starving because of this. You did not respect my words. If you had listened to me, this would not have happened. This is why you should always think about the future when you do anything for yourself.
After listening to what his wife said, Dakshinamurti patiently replies her:
Whatever we have, which we did not work hard for, will not last long for us. When other people gave us food, it is for their hard work that they were able to spare something for us. This is the reason why I never thought about asking for more than what I meant for the day.
If you keep talking like this, you will not get a bag of rice, and neither will you have a glass of water to drink. The king of our land is known to be very generous and kind. Why don't you go and meet him and tell him about our situation? Maybe he will be courteous and generous enough to help us with our situation.
After listening to what his wife said, unable to argue with his wife, Dakshinamurti listens to her and goes to visit the king in his own place. The king looks at him and says this:
May I know what is the reason for your visit to my palace? If there is anything you need, please tell us right now and I shall solve it for you.
Sir, I've heard a lot of great things about you, that you are a man of honor and dignity. You are also a man who likes to help people and is very generous and helpful to the poor. Me and my wife have been struggling to eat food for the last few days, as we do not have any money and we are starving. All I ask from you is a small donation for me and my wife, and it will be very helpful. The only condition is that what you give me must be something that you worked hard for. That is all I need, my king.
The king was confused as what Dakshinamurti said, as king was very wealthy, but he did not have anything in his treasury that he had worked hard for. Everything that king has was worked by several kings before him. This made king think. He then looked at Dakshinamurti and said like this:
I do possess a lot of wealth that I can help you with. But I am not sure why you ask me that you need wealth from mine that I only worked hard for.
If anything that I have said offended you, please accept my apologies. If you give me a part of what you have, which you worked hard for, that will last long very much in my mind, and it will also give me a lot of benefits, and so will it give you a lot of benefits for the generosity that you have. This is the only intention I had. I had no other intentions, my king.
The king immediately realized that none of the wealth that he had was something that he worked hard for. He then made up his mind that he can only work hard and earn something to give it to Dakshinamurti. After thinking for some time, king then looked at Dakshinamurti and said like this to him:
I shall give you what I work hard for and what I have earned for myself. But I need time till tomorrow evening. I shall make arrangements to get something that I worked hard for so that I can give it to you.
After listening to what king said, Dakshinamurti went back home with a happy face and satisfaction. The king then decided that he's going to earn and work hard to give Dakshinamurti what he needs. Next day, the king dressed up in a shabby outfit and he went into village. As the king walked around the village in that shabby outfit, he visited a jewelry store. The king looked at the man who was in the jewelry store and said this.
Sir, I am a very poor man. I am in need for a lot of work. Please give me any work that you have.
The owner of the jewelry store looks at the king up and down and he says like this.
In order to work in a jewelry store, you need a lot of experience in expertise. You look like a man who has had no experience in this field of work whatsoever. Unfortunately, I cannot offer you a job.
After being driven out by the jewelry store owner, the king walked around the village and he entered another clothing store. The king looked at the owner of the clothing store and said this to him.
Sir, please give me any work that you have. I shall do with my whole heart and potential.
In order to work in a clothing store, you need to know how to speak to the customers. You don't seem like a man who likes to speak at all. I cannot give you any job whatsoever.
The king was disappointed and he walked away from the store and he went around the village. At that moment, the king saw a man making a clay pot. The king hoped that at least he could get a job here. The king looked at the man who was making a clay pot and said this to him.
Sir, I have roamed around the village to find a job. I beg you, if you can give me a job, I would be really grateful.
A job is all you need. I shall definitely give that to you. But you have to work very hard for me. I am making these clay pots and I want you to make sure that you get all the clays ready for me. If you work till evening, I shall give you 4 coins for yourself.
The king immediately went to work on a clay pot, but he wasn't able to mix the mud with clay. He tried his best with food, but after a while his foot started hurting very much. As he kept working, he immediately fell because he couldn't balance himself. Looking at the state how the king was working, the pot maker said this to him.
You seem like a very pathetic worker. You have no experience in stopping clay mud. Here, because I have promised you, I shall give you these 4 coins. Don't you ever come back to me looking for work at all. I don't want to see you again in this place. Now, get out of here.
The king receives the 4 coins and he leaves towards his place. While he was walking towards his place, king becomes very anxious and he was fearful too. At that moment, the king thought of himself.
If not for the years and centuries of treasures that my ancestors and forefathers built for me, I wouldn't be able to survive in this village by myself. If it is so hard for a common man to earn a living in this village, then how hard it would be for a very ill man like Dakshinamurti. I did not see the problems of a common man.
The king enters his palace and he calls for Dakshinamurti. Once Dakshinamurti enters the place, the king looks at him and gives him the 4 coins that he had earned. After giving the coins to Dakshinamurti, king said this to him like this.
These are the coins that I had received by hard work and perseverance. But at the same time, because of the work I did, I also gained a lot of knowledge as to how a common man in this village struggles to earn a living. I will never forget the wisdom that I learned through my hard work, and I will always help you in any way I can. Please do not forget that there is a man as me to help you at any given situation.
Realizing the king had understood how difficult hard work is, Dakshinamurti felt very happy. He said like this to king.
The 4 coins that you've given me is worth 1,000 coins. This will help me and it will be a hope of good luck for my life. I wish you 100 years of life in this land. Thank you so much, my king.
Dakshinamurti then goes back to his house. His wife was standing outside watching him. She had hoped that he was coming with a huge bag of money and treasure, but watching him come with nothing in his hand made her upset. She then looked at her husband and said this.
Tell me, what has happened? Has the king not given you anything? Did he say that he would give it to you another day? Or did you just advise him and come back with nothing? Tell me what has happened. I am so confused and upset that you haven't brought anything useful to the house.
No, Lakshmi. See this. The king has given me 4 coins here. Look at it. When the king gave this to me, he gave it to me with a satisfied and proud face. This is what's most important. I am so happy with what happened.
Amazing. So you have brought 4 coins for me. Should I create a very special expensive dish for you? Or should I invite the entire village and give them lunch and dinner throughout the entire week? What shall I do with these 4 pathetic coins? Tell me, what should I do?
His wife said that with a very anger tone in her voice. She then threw 4 gold coins in the land. As Dakshinamurti gets anger by behavior of his wife, he consoles by himself. Dakshinamurti went and tried to find those 4 coins, but he wasn't able to find out because it was dark. He then thought that he would be able to collect it next day morning. The next day he went back to the farm and he started searching those 4 coins. At that moment, wife said this.
What are you doing in this early morning? What are you searching for in our land?
I'm searching for the 4 coins that you threw into this land. The king has given this to me through his hard work and determination. I'm searching for these 4 coins as it is important to me.
His wife joined Dakshinamurti to find those 4 coins. As both of them kept searching throughout the field to find the 4 coins, they encountered a very unique plant that they had ever seen before. His wife looked at Dakshinamurti and she said this.
My dear, have you seen a plant like this before in our field? It seems like a new plant that has blossomed just recently. I have never seen this over here before in my life.
Dakshinamurti looks at the plant and he himself is very surprised looking at it. He looks at his wife and says this.
The king's hard work is what gave us those 4 coins. Maybe those 4 coins are the ones that had caused this plant to grow this way. Let us see if this can help us in any way, shape or form.
As the plant kept growing, after a while, they started noticing some unique thing. When his wife took out the fruit of the plant, she realized that there were 3 pearls in it. Every time when she took out a ripe fruit from the plant, it would give very expensive pearls. All of a sudden, husband and wife was not able to believe this. They were in a great shock. But when they realized it was true, Dakshinamurti took those pearls and went to a jewelry store. And the jeweler gave them lot of money. After a while, both Dakshinamurti and his wife became very rich and they started helping everybody around the village. They even started distributing multiple pearls to people all over the village. This news became very popular all over the village and even the king had heard about it. Then king told this to his minister.
Once upon a time, this man was a person who struggled to even have a meal a day. At that time, I had given him 4 coins with my hard work and determination. But I have no idea how he has risen to a place where he is able to give charity to the entire village. I shall go there and find about it myself.
The king himself went to Dakshinamurti's house. He looked at his house and said this.
I would like to know how you have started having so much money that you are able to give to other people in this village. May I know how you started earning all this money at a short amount of time?
After listening to what the king said, Dakshinamurti said this.
My king, I did not spend the 4 coins that you had given me that day. I gave it to my wife and my wife threw it on the field with her anger. But to my surprise, those coins had grown into a plant and those plants started giving me pearls. If you had not worked hard that day and given me those coins, I would not have achieved the success in my life where I am in a position to help other people as well. This is all because of your grace and mercy, my king.
After realizing that 4 coins that he had given to Dakshinamurti had helped him so immensely, the king looked at Dakshinamurti and his wife and said this to them.
This is due to the hard work that I had done that day. If I did not work hard, I would not have earned that and given that to you. And anything that is acquired without hard work will not last long. That is why greed and lust towards money is not good for human beings' life. I shall tell this message to the entire kingdom so that they can understand from your life.
The king went away and started announcing what happened to the entire village. Everybody in that village started working hard and chasing their dreams in their life with honesty and dignity. Dakshinamurti's story became a folk tale in the village for everybody.
If you like this story, do like it, share it. For more new stories, please subscribe our New Stories Book English YouTube channel.